Coming up this week on the Center of It All. A new chapter for Elk County Alliance is open. We tell you about their first event. And one local artist is bringing the PA wildlife alive with her unique sense of style. Mel is grilling a burger without beef, and our pet of the show is anxious to meet you and find a forever home. Don't go anywhere, it's all coming up next right here on this spooky fall edition of the Center of It All. Good morning, welcome to the Center of It All. It is now just this week starting to feel like fall, so I've broken out the sweater and the Halloween decorations here in the studio. Now, a new nonprofit organization recently opened a chapter up right here in Center County. We went to find out more and see their first official event.
People have an interest here in Center County now. We actually have elk in Center County now. So it seemed the thing to do to get some more people interested in joining and maybe getting up to the center. Basically, we have the elk in Center County, so we're trying to get people more interested.
More interested and aware of the Keystone Elk Country Alliance, or KECA. Not sure what it is they do?
It is nonprofit. The food plots that they do, everything that they do is geared towards conservation for elk, deer, wildlife, education. They're very, very big into education, and when I say that, it's like they're, again, conservation of the land, not just the animals.
And to bring that awareness of both animals and wildlife here, KECA opened a chapter right here in the Center County region just within the last few weeks. And Chair Margie Ross is excited about what this means to the wildlife and the education system.
They not only do things for the elk, they're very big into conservation, education. We can get them to do educational programs in the schools. Some of the schools, State College, I believe, has already signed up for possibly a program. I'm going to discuss it with Penns Valley. It teaches the children, it teaches adults, conservation, saving the resources that we have. More and more people are building today, and there's no place for the wildlife to be. We need that conservation. We need that place for the wildlife to live.
And for their first official event, they were in a place that held plenty of free roaming wildlife. It was a trail ride through the beautiful private lands of a local man who was more than willing to help out.
It's approximately a 2-hour trail ride. We rode through Just Thomas's beautiful private land. Then we had a meal afterwards, and it was just something relaxing, and people enjoyed it, but yet still found out about the Alliance.
And for Ross, that was the main goal, to get people aware of KECA and willing to help out and support everything they have to offer to the wildlife. And for them, it was a success.
A lot of good reviews from that event. People showed interest. We actually picked up 2 memberships. To be totally truthful, a lot of people came out just to ride because it was able to ride their horses. But we also talked to a lot of people that had no idea that the Keystone Elk Alliance even existed.
But with this chapter just starting within the last few weeks, it's all still very new, including how long it took to put this event together. They only had about 2 weeks, but they said that was plenty of time to get the word out.
The trail ride was fine. I mean, we couldn't have had a more beautiful day. We would have liked to have seen more people. We had 22 signed up, and of course at the last minute some canceled out, but we were actually pretty satisfied with 15 for the short notice that we had.
15 more people made aware of KECA. We were interested in what exactly becoming a member means.
There's different levels of membership. There's like an individual membership, which is $25. You get the magazine, the quarterly magazine from the Keystone Elk Alliance. That updates you on everything that's going on, everything they have done, food plots, anything that they have done. It just kind of keeps you posted on what's happening in Elk County.
With the Center County chapter only being a few weeks old, there are things you can do and ways to help out to get this new organization up and running.
I would love to have volunteers. There's a lot goes into this. We do a banquet in the spring, and I need volunteers for that.
For more information on what you can do to help, call Margie at 814-349-5041. When we come back, we take a look at one local artist who is bringing old windows to life. Welcome back to the center of it all. Are you looking to add some unique artwork to your home? We take a look at one local artist who is bringing a whole new meaning to wildlife painting. It starts out as a plain window, but with a little paint, she turns normal glass into a canvas depicting the beautiful wildlife that can be found here in central PA.
Just decided to design some things that are PA inspired and Elk County inspired, and that was kind of like the break for me. But it was a lot of fun, and again, everyone responded really well to it, so I got into stickers, and I'm making t-shirts now and koozies, and that's kind of the whole PA made, is the painting and the stickers and everything inspired by the PA wilds in Elk County and the area.
So when I asked her why windows, Poland said that that's just what she's loved to paint on for the last few years. When she was 14, she just grabbed a glass vase and painted a beach scene, and it's just stuck with her.
I just started painting more on windows and collecting windows and doing vases and stuff. And my very first show was in the spring at the Ridgeway Rendezvous, and I only had a couple paintings, but like, again, everyone responded really, really well, and I started getting invited to different shows, and I started painting more, and then I was like, wow, I should like brand myself, and that's kind of where PA Made came from.
The first thing she ever painted was, of course, being in Elk County, an elk. And she says despite the challenges, those are her favorite animals to paint.
Probably the elk. They're the more difficult thing to paint because they have like more muscles and more definition, but because of that, they're more fun to paint. They're kind of more of a challenge.
But even though they are on windows, she has a few precautions for people about how to care for them.
I don't ever recommend putting them outside or painting in a real window, because paint doesn't like to stick to windows, so they like shouldn't get wet. So I've learned about how to get it to stick better, how to make it not like see-through, so it's just kind of a learning process with every window.
She starts by finding a picture for inspiration and then sketches the picture in pencil on the window, going back over it with paint. But she can do more than just wild animals. Have a specific idea in mind?
Gotten a couple. I did someone's dog that had passed away on a small window, and then I had a woman that she has a camp up in Driftwood, and she sent me a couple pictures of elk from her camp. And it was like during the winter time, so she had asked me like to do an elk, and she kind of sent me this inspiration. So it wasn't really custom like the dog would be, but she kind of had this idea, and I painted it for her.
Even though Poland has only been doing this for the last year, she said she is surprised and thankful for how well her pictures have been received by the people in the community.
I always keep saying it went 0 to 60 for me, and like that really, the rendezvous happens in March and it's now September, and I'm doing this every single day, and like with having the stickers, like I'm getting a lot of custom sticker orders for businesses or for campgrounds or anything like that. So it's been really busy for me, and everyone likes how unique it is. Like, you know, the painting's really unique because they are on windows, and then the stickers are really unique because I try to do things that are like inspired by the area. Like I have a crick one, and I have like one that's like Elk County shaped, so you can't really find anything like this anywhere else, and I think that's what people really like about it.
The hardest part about it all, not finding inspiration or even the painting, but finding the right canvas to bring her pictures to life.
I'm always looking for windows. I have so many people that come up to me and they're like, oh, I just replaced all the windows in my house, and I like really odd shaped ones, so I'm always on the lookout for windows, because it's not really like I can go to the store and buy them. Like I've pulled them like out of the side of the road, like people put out for garbage, or like in the craziest places. But yeah, finding the windows themselves is probably like the most challenging part of this.
For more information, visit PA Made's Facebook page. Now we're going to take a quick break, but make sure you come back hungry, because Mel is grilling up the perfect burger for the strange weather we've been having. Welcome back. It's now technically fall, but we've still been having summer weather the past couple weeks. So Mel is grilling up the perfect in-between meal. Let's take a look.
I didn't expect to get a second burger recipe on the air on WHVL-TV this season. That said, Happy Valley's been blessed with 2 extra weeks of glorious heat and sunshine. For me, that means more garden tomatoes and basil. I'm going caprese today. Ground chicken caprese style burgers with balsamic mayonnaise. Because it's quite common to add a splash of balsamic vinegar to a classic caprese salad, I'm using that ingredient to make a sandwich spread for our burgers today. And I've got 3/4 of a cup of mayonnaise in this little bowl, and I'm adding a 1.5 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, and a 1/4 teaspoon each of salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder, and dried basil. Stir this all together. Till it's thoroughly and evenly combined. Only takes a second or two. That looks perfect. I'm going to put a lid on it, put it in the refrigerator to chill. We're going to make our chicken burgers. There's 2 pounds of chopped chicken tenderloins in the work bowl of my food processor, which I've fitted with a steel blade. I've got a 1/2 cup of loosely packed fresh basil leaves, and I'm just going to rough tear these into pieces. Add them to the work bowl. Oh, they smell wonderful. I just picked them out of the garden this morning. 2 whole garlic cloves, and about 1.5 cups of diced sweet onion, and I'm using a Vidalia onion today. Put the lid on my processor, and I'm going to give this about 15 or 20 rapid on-off pulses. Now that's rough chopped my chicken, and now I'm going to add 1 extra large egg. That looks like 2 eggs, but when I cracked my extra large egg, it had 2 yolks, which is just fine by me. And I've got a 1/2 teaspoon of dried basil leaves, sea salt, and black pepper. Now with the motor running, I'm going to process this mixture for about 10 to 15 seconds. Now our chicken is really finely ground, and we're going to make our patties. Ground chicken is a sticky business. It's so sticky and hard to manage that a lot of people want to put breadcrumbs in it. Don't do it! Breadcrumbs just dry your burgers out. I'm going to show you an easy keep your hands clean trick today that'll produce moist, juicy burgers, and all you need is a baking pan and a hamburger press ring. I've put this ring around 5 ounces of my chicken mixture, and I'm using a kitchen scale to measure what's going into these, and I'm just going to press my burger flat into the ring mold. Take it up, and I'm ready for the next one, and I'm going to keep doing this till I've got 8 patties made. I've got 8 5-ounce chicken burgers, and all I'm going to do right now is pop these into the freezer for about 30 minutes, not to freeze them completely, just to firm them up enough to be able to put them on the grill grids. To cook the burgers, spray a grill pan with no-stick cooking spray and place it over medium heat on the stovetop. Place as many chicken burgers as will comfortably fit without crowding the pan on the grill grids. Cook, turning only once until burgers are golden on both sides, about 13 minutes per side, lowering the heat if and when necessary to keep them from over browning or burning. A safe temperature equals safe to eat poultry. Use an instant read meat thermometer to reach the temperature of 165 degrees. Once the temperature has been reached, top each burger with 2 slices of mozzarella cheese, cover the pan, and wait for the cheese to melt, about 1 minute. These amazing burgers contain every element of a classic caprese salad. Same-day picked tomatoes and basil, mozzarella cheese, a drizzle of EVOO, and some balsamic vinegar too. A perfect end of summer, last day of caprese celebration. For these and all of my recipes, just go to my website.
I brought the leftovers back to the station and they were completely gone within an hour. When we come back, we meet a new furry face who is looking for a new family to snuggle with this fall. Welcome back. Do you feel like you need a new addition to your family? We could have the perfect companion for you. Let's head over to Nittany Beagle Rescue and see who they have this week for our pet of the show.
Thanks, Alicia. I'm here with Cooper. He's a 7-year-old male. We're from the Nittany Beagle Rescue. He's currently at a shelter, so he'd really love to get adopted, get a home. We've had him for a couple weeks now. He's really good walking. I was walking him earlier today, and he's a very enthusiastic walker, and he doesn't pull very hard. And I haven't walked him with a collar, but on the harness he was very good. He's good with people. He really likes people, and he's really good with other dogs. He loves other dogs. We had him at Petco this past weekend, and they were doing vaccines, and there was a whole line of dogs right next to us, and he didn't bark a single time. He was just sitting there happily. He is a little bit possessive about food, not so much dog food, but treats, and if you give him scraps from the table. So we do recommend he goes into a home with older kids, teenagers, just because kids are a little less likely to have good control over if they're holding food or something, they're a little closer to his level. He is a little overweight now. He's close to 50 pounds, but a couple good walks and a controlled diet will get rid of that, especially with his enthusiasm for walks. He's also really good in the car. He likes car rides. He gets a little antsy if you don't put the window down for him. He really likes to stick his head out the window and get the ears flapping in the breeze. So.
That wraps up this week's Center of It All. Thanks so much for joining me. Enjoy the cooler weather that's hopefully coming our way. Sit down, drink some apple cider. I know I will, and I'll see you next time.